This is where you're putting everything together.
Jesus.
Okay?
Sorry.
Then you're starting out with an equation or a function. And you know
What? Sorry.
You know that that's a parabola because why?
It's got A, B, and C.
Right, it's got three terms, A, B, and C. And what's true about this one right here? The x is squared, okay? So you see that it's a parabola, so then that means when you're trying to graph it, you have to go through the process that we went through last week. So go ahead, teach.
I don't even know what I did. People are
Okay,
shooting.
so we have to start out by figuring out what the opposite of B is. So B is
Negative B divided by
B is 4. Okay, this should be the easy question that everybody's answering and participating in. B is 4, so the opposite of 4 is negative 4. And then we have to divide that by 2 times A. A is 1, because this is 1x squared. And so 2 times A is 2. All right? And negative 4 divided by 2 makes negative 2. All right? Does everybody who's at least trying to pay attention understand what we got going here?
Yeah.
That's a 4. It kind of got scooped in there with the Y somehow.
Will you just take a little bit in my mouth and enjoy that? Yeah.
How's that? Alec, is that better? Okay. All right. So that tells us the x coordinate of the vertex, right? Okay. What do I do now? Good. Now I plug in negative 2 for the x's. And this is a thing that a lot of you can just do on your calculator. What do I have to remember to do since this is negative 2?
No.
I have to put it in parentheses when I plug it in, yeah. So when I do that, negative 2 squared is 4. Minus 8 is negative 4. Minus 5 is negative 9. So check your work on number
I'm so embarrassed.
20. And what I'm here to tell you is, if you did number 20 correctly, you should have got negative 2, negative 9. Okay, did everybody get that? Yes? Yes?
The one part I didn't really know if I was doing right is the graphs.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so now let's take a look at the graph.
That's my only problem.
Yeah, same, because I know how.
Okay, so you got x equals negative 2 and y equals negative 9, so obviously, Jacob,
Jacob.
please stop talking. Marcus, same thing, you're gone like all last week, you should have a piece of paper out, you should be writing these down, you should be writing these down, you should be paying attention, you should be asking me questions when you don't understand what we're doing, okay? Nobody should be sitting here talking to their friends right now. All right, negative 2, negative 9 means I go to the left 2 and down 9. And what is that point right there? That is the vertex. And so that is the middle of the parabola. Okay? What's another point that we know? The y-intercept is what? Negative 5, because the thing we didn't use, the c, is negative 5. So that means I can put a dot right here at negative 5 on the y-axis. This is half of my parabola. Okay? Since the vertex is right in the middle, then that means I'm going to have the same thing on the other side, and I'm done. Okay? And remember, this is kind of just ticky-tack, but don't draw V's. They're supposed to be U's.
Mine's a V.
Okay? Mine is a little bit V-ish. Yes. But some people are drawing straight up V's like this.
Straight up.
Yeah, they're just going straight V on me like that. And that is not the shape. That is not the shape of the parabola. All right, mate.
Hold up. I dropped the brain.
Okay, so any questions on 20? Okay, Marcus, did you get that copy down? Yeah, I didn't think so. You do have a piece of paper out, which is a start, but it doesn't really help if you don't write anything on it. Yes?
I don't understand how I got -9.
Okay, the way I got -9 is I took this equation right here and I replaced all the x's with -2's. Okay, so instead of saying x squared, I said -2 squared.
Yeah.
And -2 times -2 is 4,
Yeah.
plus 4 times -2, which is -8, minus 5. So 4 plus -8 minus 5 comes out to be -9. So once you do that first step to figure out what x is, then you need to,
In the garbage.
figure out,
Did you bring these?
yeah,
Oh, then I don't need it.
okay. Then you need to use that to figure out what y is, okay?
Put it on, is it online?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not online yet because Nancy doesn't upload them until the end of the school year. All right, so same deal with number 21. All right, so I need to start out by trying to find
Hey.
x.
Oh.
And x equals -b over 2a. In this case, yeah, I know. I just don't know why I have to keep saying don't talk. Maybe I have to actually do something about it and send you to the in-house room and they will be quiet. I have to figure out what the opposite of b is, and so to know what the opposite of b is, I need to figure out what b is first. What's b? -20. Good. There's only 2 terms here in this function right here, so it's a little bit confusing. But the b is always the number that's in front of the plain old x. So b is -20, which means the opposite of b is 20. All right. What's a?
3.
So 2a is 6. And so this comes out to be an icky one, because when I go 20 divided by 6, I get 3.3 repeating. Okay? Yeah, that is disgusting. Okay? Then I do the same thing I did before to figure out what the y is. And in this case, your life gets even worse, because now when you plug this in, you find out that y equals -33.3 repeating. Okay? So that's really gross. All right? So now you have to be thoughtful. Okay? So now I'm not just going to go with a regular old 10 by 10 graph, because that's not going to fit. Okay? So when I draw my graph, instead of making everything in the x direction be worth 1, what should I make it instead?
3's.
You'll go by 3? Okay? That'll work. So then if I need to go down to -33 1/3, -3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33. Okay? Yeah, and I'm going to have to go a little bit past that. You need to not bring food to class anymore. That's a major distraction. Okay? Francisco. Okay. All right. Now, for the x's, since our x value is only 3.3 repeating, you can just go by ones. Okay? And that's all right. You can have a different scale on your y-axis than you do on your x-axis, and you're not going to screw things up. So this one, since I only need to get to 3.3, I'm going to just go over 1, 2, 3. And then like Nolan said, if this right here is -33, to get -33.3 repeating, I have to go a little bit past that. And same thing here, if this is 3, I have to go a little bit past that. So my vertex is actually going to be in a weird place right there. So it is unfortunate that the authors of the textbook decided to be mean and give you a really confusing one as only your second problem. All right? But now that we got that, we're good to go. Where does this graph cross the y-axis? I don't have to find it, I know what it is. What? 0, yeah, because this is 3x squared minus 20x plus 0, okay? So since c is 0, my graph is going to cross at 0. And so I can draw in half of it right here. I can draw in the other half right there. My axis of symmetry is going to go right down the middle. And I kind of missed that a little bit, but it's close enough. Okay? All right? Yep, that's a bad one.
How come yours is so wide?
What's that?
How come yours is so wide? Mine's not.
It depends on what scale you used for your x's. So I went by 1s,
I went by 5.
and if you went by 5s, it's going to appear to be skinnier.
Well, you missed about like 3.
Yep, I'm a bad person.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, this equals 0. What the heck?
All right, so now let's get you guys going here a little bit. Jacob, what's b? 8, so the opposite of b is -8. Francis, what's a? -2, so 2 times a is? Francis? -4. Awesome. Cheyenne, -8 divided by -4 is? +2. Okay, so our x coordinate is +2. Okay, Graham, what do I do with that? You don't know? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Tristan, what do I do with the 2? Plug it in for the x's in the thing, yeah, okay? So to find out what the y equals, I have to plug the 2 into there, okay? Yeah. Really? You're going to say that right now? Your grade just went down. Okay, so I have to plug the 2 in right there. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. Okay, then I have to plug this 2 into there. That's going to give me 16. And then plus 9. So -8 plus 16 plus 9 is 17. Okay, good. So once again, this might be a situation here where we are going to go with a different scale. Possibly. I don't know. It's up to you. The x's you should be fine with because you only have to get to 2. But the y's I have to go all the way up to 17. So what should we go by?
2.
By 2's. Okay. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And then the x's were okay, like I said, so we can just go by normal numbers there. So my vertex is going to be at 217, which is right there in between 16 and 18 on the y-axis. Nolan, please turn around, pay attention, don't distract Graham. He just said he's got no idea what's going on. Okay, help him learn. Don't make his life work. All right, so that tells us where the vertex is. Lissa, where does it cross the y-axis?
9.
At 9, because this number right here tells us where it crosses the y-axis, which is at 9. So I'm going to put a dot at 9 right there. The vertex is right there in the axis of symmetry, so it's going to be the same on both sides. So be more careful so Nolan doesn't tease me. Okay, and so there is our parabola. And Rachel asked a great question on the last one that we might not have heard. She said, why did my parabola look way more narrow than yours? If you use a different scale than I do, then your parabola is going to come out with a different shape, okay? The main thing is that since it started with a negative, since A is negative, which way does it open?
Down.
Down, okay? And the vertex is up here in the first quadrant, all right? So, questions on that one? Nope. Yep. Obviously, there's people in here who are still confused, so I'm trying to do what I can to bring them back.
When do we have a quiz on this?
How's tomorrow sound?
No.
Perfect?
I'm
Okay.
down. I'm ready to raise my grade if we do it.
Okay, Gillen.
Nolan?
Gillen, what's B? So the opposite D is? Okay, awesome. Tia, what's A? What? Okay, A is the number that's in front of the x squared always. So it's a little bit tricky because there's no number written there. So what number do you assume is there if there's none there in the first one? 1, okay? Good, so that means A is -1. So if I double that, I get, still on Tia, -1 times 2 is -2. Good, all right? Okay, H, -4 divided by -2 is? Not negative, positive, right? Because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. All right, Marcus, you've been here for a little while. You're caught up. What do I do now with the 2? Plug it in. Yeah. Okay. Nice job, Oscar. So I plugged that in for the x's. Okay. You use one of your lifelines now. You ask the audience next time you have to. 2 squared is 4, so that's going to be -4. Plus 8 plus 3, so that comes out to be 7. So that one's not so bad, so we can just use a regular graph with a regular scale. Okay, so the vertex is at 2, 7. Get this stuff out of the way. Right? Everybody able to find that?
Yeah.
So that's 2, 7, that's the middle of the parabola. And then where does that cross the y-axis if we pull this back down? What does C equal?
3.
3.
Oh.
Bless you.
Wow.
So it crosses the y-axis at 3.
Dang, girl.
Okay, so there's half my parabola right there. Remember that there is an axis of symmetry that goes right down the middle, and that goes through the vertex. Okay, so this point is going to be in the same spot but reflected over here. And so that's roughly what the parabola looks like. And I'm not making them curved enough right up here at the top. All right, but you know, it's the thought that counts. Okay, we doing all right so far?
Yeah.
Why am I sitting in this chair?
No, don't sit.
Okay, 24.
I'm just really tired. I want to fall asleep right now.
Me too. I woke up this morning and I thought about just staying home.
All right, read.
What you want to say?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
What is B?
What is B? That is, no, it's 10.
Right, B is -10, so the opposite of B is 10. Right. Okay. Nolan, what's A?
-2.
So 2 times that is
4. -4.
-4. Chase, 10 divided by -4. Nice, -2.5. Okay. Jolena, now that we know that x is -2.5, what do I do with that? Plug it in. Okay, this is going to be tricky. This is one of those where we have a negative answer for x. So I need to be sure I put that in parentheses when I plug it in. And if you do that correctly, and you should all be trying this on your calculator to make sure you know how to do it right.
2.5.
Oh.
If you do it correctly, you should end up with 12.5.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see the point there, and I was like, how do you get -25?
Oh, yeah, that's a badly written -2.5.
I almost started freaking out.
What's that?
Now it looks like 25.
Nice, yeah. So Jolena points out that since there's nothing, since there's nothing on the end there, you assume that there's a 0 there, which means that it crosses the y-axis, yes, at 0, okay? So now when we graph this, I'm going to again need a little bit more space for my y-axis. You went by 2's? Okay, well, let's go by 2's then. Okay, so I'm going to go back 2.5, negative 2.5, and these I'm just going to do as regular. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, you can go by, you have enough room maybe. Either way, it's fine. So the vertex is right there, okay, at negative 2.5, 12.5. And then like Jolena said, where does this cross the y-axis?
0.
At 0. So I'm going to put a dot right here at 0. And that was 1, 2, 3, 2.5. So that's going to be the same point over there. How's that? Does that look pretty good that time?
That is still looking.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right, one more, right?
Yep. How did that last one look? What number is that?
24?
What was the number?
What?
What was the number for us?
Negative 2.5 and 12.5?
I just graphed it wrong.
Oh, so you got the right axis?
Man.
Okay.
I actually have it pointing up. I don't know.
Did you make it go? Did you make it go like this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a common mistake. You got confused about which one was the vertex.
Yeah.
This point right here is the vertex, so it should be in the middle, and it goes through that, not the other way around. You made this the vertex, and then made it go through this point.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, yeah. So just make sure, and that's why the book says label your axis of symmetry, because what we should be doing right when we draw that vertex is draw a dotted line that goes with it, so that you can remember that that's right in the middle of the parabola. So the first point that you graph is the vertex, okay? Okay, last one. I don't know yet. All right, Rachel.
Right.
It's
I have
what?
to write it down first.
25?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Rachel. Oh, good.
I already wrote it down. I'm ready. See if I got it
Rachel.
all right. Yeah.
Can you just, hey, can you just look up here for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, what's B?
-6.
So the opposite of B is?
6.
Apparently it's 24. Okay, who can tell me, raise your hand, what, you got it? Okay, A is 2, which means 2A is 4. We don't change the sign of that, it's just 4. So that comes out to be 1.5, okay? Which is a drag, because it's a decimal.
Yeah, you got the right.
The decimals are a bummer, but at least it's not negative. Okay, so again, you should try this on your own, on your calculator, to make sure that you're doing this correctly and get the same answer. If you're doing it correctly, you should get negative 3.5 as the y-coordinate.
Nailed it.
Okay, and then your graph then is going to look like this. I'm just going to go with the regular scale. To get my vertex, I go over 1.5 and down 3.5. And then Reed and I were having a little discussion. Sometimes it's easy to forget which is the vertex and which is the y-intercept. So if you want to be good about that, the very first thing you can do once you draw in the vertex is put a dotted line there, so you remember that that dotted line is going to be the middle of the parabola. Okay? Where does this cross the y-axis? At 1. And then you'll have another dot the same distance over here. Where's my original? Oh, right there.
The little sticky bit was good. I like that.
And so your parabola looks something like that. Okay? Okay.